Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Um, okay, today is going to be an amazing one for us. We're going to be learning together. We're going to be seeing projects that our alumni worked on while they with us. So it's going to be an amazing section. We are going to be learning, you're going to be learning from different people now, not just one person, right? But before we introduce you to our speakers, I introduce you to the Analytics, what we do, I would like us to, introduce ourselves as well. All right. So my name is Chinyere, and I will be your host for today's master class. All right. So before we proceed, if you don't mind, I would like you to use the comment section and type where you are joining us from. All right, so use the comment section. Tell us where you are joining us from. You're joining us from California. Just tell us where you are joining us from so that we can proceed. So just type where you're joining us from so we can proceed. Hi, Marianne. I can see you. Katshi, Amuda, a lot of you. I can see you guys. Please use the comment section and tell us where you're joining us from. All right, I'm joining from Benin City. Thanks for joining us from Benin City, Omo. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys, let's keep that coming in. Let's keep that coming in while we wait for others to join us. All right, tell us where you're joining us from so that we can welcome you. And then, of course, I don't know, but can you all hear me? I want to confirm you can all hear me. If you know you can hear me very clear, just give me a yes in the comment section. If you know you can hear me very clear, give me a yes. All right. Yes, yes. All right. Thanks very much. Ade, thanks very much. Omo. I don't know why your name is Omo, but that's fine. Um, hash deep, hash deep. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Berlin from Ore. All right, thanks for joining us from Kashi from joining from Canada. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if that's correct. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys. If you know that today is the first time joining us, if you know that today is your first time joining us in a section like this, I want you to give me one in the comment section. Just give me one. If you know that today is your first time joining our masterclass, just give me one so that we can welcome you in a special way. Yes, I can hear you. All right, thanks very much for joining us, Melin. Thanks very much. All right, one. All right, guys, let's keep that coming in. If you know that today is your first time joining us, right, just give me one. Give me one. If today is your first time joining us, just give me one so that we can welcome you in a special way. Okay, just two people. All right, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for joining us. And you are all welcome to the Analytics Masterclass. Today is going to be an amazing one as we are going to be learning from different individuals what they've done, their project. They will be sharing with us the project they did during their time with us. So it's going to be an amazing one. So guys, thank you for joining us. Sit back. And of course, there's something for everyone here, right? So we always have this for everyone. So if you know that you want to enjoy this program, of course, the benefits are included, right? So we are encouraging you to stay till the end of this program because there's something amazing, something great for everyone here even after the program. So there's something here for you guys. So sit back. And not those ones that people that are just joining us for the first time, we welcome you guys in a special way. Of course, there's something amazing for you guys as well. So stay back, wait, don't leave the call till don't go before the end of the call. So make sure that you stay till the end because there's something amazing for you. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen and introduce us to the Analytics, what we do, and of course what we are here for. So we have our alumni on the call that will be sharing with us the project they've done, they worked on. Right, so guys, welcome to the Analytics Masterclass. As I said, if you don't know what we are or what we do at AMDA Analytics, I want to introduce you to what we do, right? At AMDA Analytics, what do? We are dedicated to empowering individuals to become talent through our comprehensive and accessible training, which you are going to be seeing here, how our alumni has become global talent, guys, right? Through what we've imparted in them, right? So you are going to be seeing them, and that's actually our mission. Now, our mission is as well to reach the skills gap and enable learners to acquire the in-demand skills, right? That will help them. Now, the in-demand skills, if you look around you, you will definitely see that, tech is taking over the world, right? Tech, if you everywhere, you just take tech. So we make sure that we equip individuals with that in-demand skills. Now, we major in data analytics, data science, and business analysis for now. So for those are students that will be here, that will be presenting to us today, what they've done is data analytics program. Just a second for me to introduce them. I think I have all right, so I have Bolaji on this call. I have Bolaji on this call. I don't know if we can just take some seconds to wait for others while we proceed, right? Let's just take some seconds to wait for others so that we can proceed. I want everybody to enjoy this session. It's going to be an amazing one. Okay, let's proceed. Hi, Bola, are you there?
Hi, hello, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Bola. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How about you too?
I'm good. I'm good. All right, so can we have you? Are you ready?
Yes. I think I can start.
All right,
Yeah,
sir.
good. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Bolaji Abdusalam. I recently finished my data analysis training at Amdo Analytics. It was lasted for 4 months. The first month we actually did a lot of Microsoft Excel from the foundation. The second month was based on Power BI, the third month on SQL, and we also had to complete projects for each month too. So for Microsoft Excel, I'm going to present my capstone project, which is based on a data set for road accidents in UK. So I don't know if it's okay for me to share my screen.
Yes, you can share your screen, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, yeah. So after we learned a lot from Microsoft Excel from the tutors and instructors at Amdo Analytics. We're giving them a data set to work on to actually to analyze. The name of the data set was a road accident. So this is how the data was given to us raw. So it provided the record of road accidents that occurred in at January 2021 in UK, and some of the information that were in the data sets were the accident index number, the date of the accident, the day of the week, the junction controlled, light conditions, also some location details of the accident, number of casualties, police force around the area where the accident occurred, type of road type, speed limits, and whether it was urban or rural area. So given the data set, the first thing I did was to make a copy of the data set, and I named it raw. That's the first one. So then I was able to use some of the data methodologies which we learned during our course to remove them irrelevant data in the data sets, and also some structural errors like spelling errors here and there, while filtering out the relevant data. And also I also made sure I identified duplicates in the data, because if we have duplicates in the data, it might actually skew the result and analysis at the end of the day. Also, concerning the data manipulation, I also created some calculated feeds. One of them is the time period. Yeah, I don't know if everyone can see my screen because I wanted to know, because we were provided with the time the accident happened for each one of them. So I wanted to know if the accident occurred more in the morning, afternoon, or the evening. I was hoping that would actually help with my analysis as I go on. So I actually used if function, yeah, to actually get this. Also after that, I made use of pivot tables and charts for data visualization. So let me show the dashboard that was built. This is the dashboard. So with the dashboard, it has different type of charts explaining different type of analysis for the accidents, how they happened, what could have caused them to happen. So some of the key findings, sorry, yeah. So some of the key findings that I was able to find out from the analysis was that the total accident that happened in the UK at January 2021 was 159,292. And also the total number of vehicles involved is 291,131. And casualties involved too. And also if it happened more in the urban or the rural area, from the chart we can actually see the larger percentage happened more in the urban area. Also, to also know what actually causes the accident more from the data we're given some categories: giveaway or uncontrolled, auto traffic signals, not a junction, stop sign, or authorized person. From the chart here, we can actually see that giveaway or uncontrolled is the major source of accident and casualties in the UK Kingdom and the United Kingdom. So let me try to explain what that giveaway means. Now, let's say because I actually stay in the UK, so it's something that I actually experienced because I'm actually learning my driving test to drive now. So if you're at the junction, the way we're taught by the instructor is you have to look left and right, like 3 times. So they're usually in line there, but most people, because maybe the way they learned how to drive, they actually just don't look. They just actually just go from a junction and just go to the major road or minor road. So if a car is actually coming that has priority on the major road, that might actually result in accidents. And it's actually one of the major source of casualties. Also, another key finding that I was able to sure it was the speed limit. Like what speed limit did the accident occur most? The highest casualty occurs at 30 meters per second, which is the standard driving speed in the country. This point out that overspeeding is not the major cause of road accidents in the country, because if a 30 meter per second or miles per second is actually the one with the highest casualties, we have people that drive at 50, 60, 70. That's on the major carriageway road. That means people are more careful driving on the carriage roads than driving on the minor roads. So people need to actually look out more while driving in the minor roads, like in the neighborhoods with street lights and all. So also the time period, using the data too, the time period that we can actually see that as casualties occur most is in the morning and the afternoon. And you can actually see for evening and the night, they are a bit less. This can actually be as a result of less cars being on the road at night. And for morning and afternoon, maybe people are trying to like get to work or get back home. And more cars definitely are on the road at that period of time too. So some of the analysis and insights I also got from data is that there's a strong correlation between the number of accidents and number of vehicles involved in the road in the road accidents. Definitely, if two cars actually clash together on the road, that will mean more the more the accidents, the more the cars involved. Also, the more the cars involved, the more the casualties and people involved too. And also based on severity, a large percentage of accidents were recorded to be in the slight categories. That means we really didn't have much accidents that were serious that actually resulted in loss of life. Also, there's no direct relationship between the day of the week and the number of accidents that occur in the United Kingdom. So this to show that it's not as if, oh, because today is Monday, we're going to have more accidents than Tuesday, or because today is Christmas Day, we're going to have more accidents than a normal day. Accidents actually happen. No one actually prays for accidents to happen. Even no one actually wants to be involved in an accident, but it happens. So there's no direct correlation. It's just for people to be careful. But definitely accidents will always still occur because we are humans and human error is always involved. Also, the urban area recorded case of accidents than rural areas. This can be due to difference in population on both sides. Based on the data, an average of 17 road accidents occur per day in the United Kingdom for the year 2021. This is outrageous as it shows that road accidents contribute vastly to the mortality rate in the country. Based on this data, we can actually see that the major accident that happened is as a result of people failing to not look properly at the road, not following the signs. So it should be easy to actually make people or inform people better, because if people are actually looking at the speed limits, looking at junctions before maneuvering, we believe that with that there will be a reduction in the road accidents. And also people pressing their phone on the while driving, listening to music, that also contributes to accidents too. So some of the recommendations for this would be by staying focused on the road, looking properly before a maneuver, adhering to traffic rules, maintaining vehicles properly, and also adjusting the drivers to driving conditions. With this, definitely there'll be a reduction in the number of road accidents per day in the UK. So yeah, thank you. So going back to the dashboard. So the dashboard here shows the total accidents to be this, the casualties involved, and number of vehicles. The chart here, bar chart here, shows the time period it happens. We can actually see from what I explained before, it mostly happens in the afternoon and the morning. For speed limit, we can see for 30, it has the highest over everyone. For the severity, which was fatal, serious, or slight, you can actually see that slight actually has the largest donut size here. For fatal is a bit little, but definitely no one actually prays for accidents. So it's a good thing that that's actually a small part of the percentage. Also, for junction control, we mentioned that giveaway is one of the is the highest one that casualties occur. Also, lighting conditions most the highest occurs in during the daylight. And for the police force, we can actually see if we actually expand this, we can show this part shows like the highest part occurs in the geographical area. So by the vehicle type, we can actually see for cars have the highest. Definitely that should be cars because people drive cars on the road more than every other vehicle type. After cars, we can actually see is a motorcycle, then buses too. So using our slicer, we can actually also see from here if we actually click morning. From there we can see okay, well it's loading a bit because the data is kind of big. Okay. Okay, so for the slicer, when we actually click morning, it will actually just show us the data for just the morning. It's my system is a bit slow today. I think I have a lot of things open. Okay, yeah. So for this, it can show that for morning, this is the total amount. This is the total accident that happened in the morning. We can see that the values change from the one in total to just the morning. For this too, the percentage also for urban area for the morning. We can also click for if you want to just for afternoon. It might be a bit slow because of the system. Okay, yeah, so this is also for afternoon. So with this, we can also filter the police county in the area it happens. And also using the timeline here. Okay, well, we are working with January, so definitely most of it actually occurs in January. So we can change it to know the days it happened. Let's say, okay, maybe how many happened in a particular day. So from that, my system is a bit slow today. I have a lot of things open. So using the slicer and the timeline, that will actually help us to interpret the data more. If anyone has any question concerning this, please you can kindly ask.
All right, thank you very much, Bola. Thank you for taking our time to do this. All right, guys. So if you have any question, let's ask Bola a question. You want to ask him, how did you come up with this and that? If you have any question, please drop your question, or you can unmute yourself and then speak. We can just take one question while we proceed to the next presenter.
Hi, Bolaji.
Hi, good afternoon or good evening.
So my name is Kachir. Nice presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. So, but I was a little bit concerned somewhere. As if I'm an end user, kind of, yeah, and you're presenting this to me, right? I want to see, for instance, from your dashboard, um, junction types, right? I see where you wrote where you one of the parameters you had presented was casualties by junction type, right? Types
Yeah,
of junction. Now
yes.
your dashboard, yeah, very good presentation, but for me, I'm kind of confused here because I want to see, okay, what are the top 3 or top 5 junction types where accidents happen? Yeah, you've done this, right? But I'm unable to decipher, okay, what are the top 5 or top 3, which I think is one of the things that you should be able to relate to me or your audience, letting them know from your dashboard, without you explaining. I should be able to say, okay, in UK, the top 5 junctions that causes more accidents are these. That me having to, like, from this design, I can't say, okay, I know that not at junction or within 20 tends to be the highest. That's what I can just see from this design, but I can't tell the top 5 or top 4 or top 3 junctions where accidents happen. Thank you.
Yeah, very right about that. Thank you. Thank you very much for that insight. Yeah, the thing is I actually try to bring to represent all the types of junctions. Yeah, that is what I try to do. But definitely we can also see the top 3 from the chart. With the one that has the IS, we can see is not at junctions within 20 miles. Also T or staggered junction and also crossroad. But definitely, like you said, which I appreciate, you can also bring out like the top 5 or the bottom 5. Yes, thank you for that.
All right. Thank you very much for answering that, Bolaji. All right, Kachi, just like he said, okay, you can actually do top 1, top 5, depending on what your, let me say your audience, right? Depending on what they want to see. If they want to see top 5, fine. And if you want to show them everything, you can as well do that. The only thing is probably to, sort it out, and then so that the bars will be well arranged. Thank you very much for that wonderful observational question. So guys, do we have any other question for Bolaji? If there's no question, we can proceed to the our next presenter.
Sorry, please.
So,
Okay.
all right, well done.
Yeah, I think someone wants to say something.
Yeah, just one more question.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just seeing it now because I had to strain my eyes. Right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so when you look at your casualty by severity, right? Where you have fatal, serious, and unserious, serious, and there's something anyway. I'm struggling to see that last thing outside your chart. So I think you
Oh,
should be able to.
this.
Yes, yes. So
Oh
I think
yeah, I think that probably moved when
yeah,
I was trying to like
I was struggling
yeah.
with that all along.
Oh, sorry about that. I think
That
that's to
had
do with
stress and
I
explain.
think
Yeah,
I
thank
moved the chat. That was why that happened. Yeah,
you. Okay, okay.
yeah.
Right, thank you very much, Bolaji. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
No
That's a
problem.
wonderful presentation. Okay, you can stop sharing now so that we take the next presenter. Hi, Femi, are you here?
I am here, Chinyere. Good evening. Can you
Yeah,
hear
good
me?
evening, sir. Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
okay. Just give me a minute. I was trying to get myself set up, but I'm almost there. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, just a minute or two, and I'll be all good to go. Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Let me just check this now. See. Okay. Can you see me now? Yeah, you can see me, right? Okay, great.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. I think I leave the floor to you, Chinyere, to do the
All right.
introduction before I
All
start.
right, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, guys. So our next presenter will be Mr. Femi Yusuf. Okay, Femi Yusuf is joining us from United Kingdom, that's the UK, who is actually our alumni. So today he will be presenting what he did, especially his capstone project, how he built database for an organization using SQL, right? So that's actually what he will be presenting to us today. And I just want us to sit back and watch him present. Thank you very much. And thanks for joining us, Mr. Femi.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. So the way I will do it is I'll first it's an end of program project like Chinyere described, and so after learning the SQL, we're then given this project to go and do. So what I'll do is I will first of all introduce the project itself, and then I'll go into how I did. I'm mindful of time, that I'll just 15 minutes, but it's quite a big project because there are 2 projects. And then in the second one, we even had to show some visualizations in Power BI. So just a minute. I'm going to share my screen so you all see my SQL interface, but just to also give you clarity on what the project is about, I'll also share the project itself so you can all see. So can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see
You
it.
can all see my screen. Okay, so this is the project. We're given a project to actually create tables for Amdo Microfinance Bank. And the interesting thing is that when I saw this project, I didn't know Madam Chinyere has grown this big that she now owns the microfinance bank. She didn't tell me to come and open accounts. But anyway, we can discuss that after the course. And we were asked to provide support service to the bank. Basically, the objective is to design and implement a Postgre database for the bank. The database will store customer information, track bank transactions, manage loans, record loan payments, etc. So we got that brief in terms of objectives. The critical deliverables will be to, please, can you still see my screen?
Yes, of course, we can see
Okay,
it.
good, great. Okay. So will be to create the customer table, bank transactions table, loans table, and loans payment table. We're also asked to do some interesting things such as create queries that will, first of all, find out if a payment is due, whether it's late or not, late payment, overdue payment, and also views to assess credits, to what are the credit transactions, what are the debit transactions, and then if we want to update certain information about the customer, like telephone number or email, and etc. So this is basically the project. So I'll now take you into the PostgreSQL interface and give a description of how I went about carrying out the project. So the first thing was for me to create the first table. And if you take your mind back to my introduction, where the table is supposed to have the date, the customer ID, the loan ID, the amount, and the due date. The way SQL works is that it's an interactive code. So SQL is like a step ahead of Power BI, in the sense that you do not you understand the way the code works, and you can create any table you want. And in that table, you can import external data into that table and then be able to deduce various information from it. So in creating this first table, we needed, so basically you just tell SQL create table. The only difference is that you cannot write create bank transactions table all in one word. So part of the language of SQL is that you have to put an underscore before the table. That's why you see bank instead of writing bank transactions table, you have to put an underscore there. You also notice that instead of writing transactions ID, you have underscore, underscore, underscore. That is the way the language works. Also, in creating a table, you must define the type of table. So if the table is going to have numbers, it's an integer, you have int. If the table will have other characters, you put varchar. If the table will have a date, you put a date. And once you understand those basic languages, you can create almost any table you want to create. So you talk to the you talk to the PostgreSQL and say create table bank transactions on bank transaction underscore table. So that means that it's going to create this table. If you look to my left, where I am hovering on, you will see that these tables have been created. But before I created them, there was nothing here. So now after writing all the columns I want the table to create, you will then run, you have to run the code for it to create the table. If everything is fine, it will run successfully. So I'm going to try that. Can you see? It's telling me this already exists because I have created the table. Because I've created the table. So there's no need for me to do. Had it been I had not created the table, it will have run successfully. Okay. Let me now look at the table. So when you want to look at the table that you have already created, you say select from bank transactions table. Okay, let me do that. Can you see the table? This is the table that was created. Another thing I want to bring to your notice is that before these values were in there, we were only seeing the column, only the column titles. So I had to import this data before you now have all this data. And to import this data, there's a function called you copy from public.bankTransactions_table from the location in your computer. The location in your computer. So it's my C drive. I'm using Lenovo, desktop, Lafisa, Amdo Analytics, SQL, all the way to the table. And your tables must be in CSV form. I will go into my I would spend like a minute to go into my Excel to show you how I converted to CSV and how I allowed the SQL to be able to see the CSV. And your delimiter is comma, and your header is CSV, and that is it. That's all. Once you do this, you then run it again, and I'm sure it will tell me, okay, fine. It says already exists because I've run it before. But if I now go into select from my bank transactions table, you can see that the table has been updated. So this is how I attempted to answer the first question, because the first question asked me, it told me that we need a bank transactions table that will show us the customer ID, the date, and the kind of transactions that they are conducting. So that's what we did. Also, I made the customer as the primary key in that table by using this function. I will not go much into that because I feel it's something that when you start using SQL, you understand primary key, secondary key, and all that. I will focus more on creating the tables and importing data into those tables. The next thing is there's a loans tracking table. You want to track your loan. In tracking the loan, there's what is called the loan ID, the loan date, the customer ID, amount, and date. Don't forget what I said when we were creating this table, the first table, that in creating the table, the PostgreSQL has a language that it understands. So we've told you to create table, loans underscore tracking. Okay. But what is going to be in those tables? You want your loan ID. Your loan ID, what's going to be there is a voucher, because your voucher means that you're having data inside, but that data is a variable. It's not specific. It's not a date. It's not an integer. The same thing, but your loan date is a date. Your customer ID are numbers, they're integer. Your amount are integer. Your due date is date. So that's how I created this table. I'm sure if I run this again, it will tell me it exists because the table has been created. Oh, okay. Can you see? It's telling me that relation loans underscore track already exists because I've created it, but I'm only running to show you how I went about creating each of the tables. And then the next thing is to import the data. You do the same thing to import the data from your laptop, for wherever it is saved, either your desktop, the file, the folder, you know. And then when I do that again, oh, this time is successful. Okay, then because the table has been created, I can now select from that table to see what's in the table. And you can now see that's my loan ID, my date ID, my customer, my amount, and due date. Okay. We're also asked to create a loans payment table. And I did the same thing. Because of time, I will not go into the next two tables because of time. I'm trying to save time because there's quite a bit to show. Now, we were asked to create a query to categorize payment into on time, late, and overdue. This one is a little bit tricky, but it's also full. And what I'm going to try and explain here is one of the very interesting things about SQL. In the sense that to create this particular query, what we realize is that not all the information are in the same table. We need two tables. You need your payment date, your due date, and then you need your loan payment, your loan. So, but you'll find out that in trying to do this, you first have to first of all define what you want to identify as your due date, your payment date, and then you write your case when as the query you want to use to identify on-time payment, late payment, and overdue, and then you end as category. But what I want to bring out here is that we now introduce something else called joining. And joining is a scenario where you need an information. That information does not exist in the two columns you need. So you have to join those two columns using an item that is located on those two columns. And then you'll be able to run it. Otherwise, it will be bringing you an error message that that actual variable is not there. So that's how we did this. And I'll try and run, let me run this particular one so you will get a bit of clarity in what I'm trying to explain. It's always good to run these queries such that you see what we are saying. Okay, so you see what I was saying now, that when I did it the first time, it told me that loan payment does not exist, you know. And what I found out was that this is as a result of not using the way it is described in the table. So what I did again was to rewrite it the second time. I had to rewrite it the second time. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So I wrote it the second time. This time around, what I did was to come here and I picked it exactly as it was. So it's public.loan underscore payment. You know, that was the error message. And by the time I did it the second time, I think I was fine, you know. But I'm trying to find out where it stopped just to run it the second time I show. But anyway, this is one of the, okay, it's still showing me that error message. Because of time, I won't spend too much time on it, but you know, it's good for you to see, you know, it's not all about running everything and everything was perfect. It's also good to show you what you go through in running these queries and some of the challenges. But I actually solved this particular one, but I don't want to spend too much time showing you how I solved it. I want to move into another question. Query to create a view for credit order. This one was perfect. There wasn't any issue here. Let me run it, and then I come back to how it was created. Fine, this was perfect, no issues. Basically, for this one, we've created the bank transactions table, and then you go into it and term the transaction type credit. You are looking for the credit transaction type, and you're also looking for the dates, the date between what dates. And that's what it has done here. If you look into this table that is down here, you will notice that all the credit transactions in the table have been brought out because of the query that I have typed. The same thing for debit orders. When I come in here and I ask for debit order, what I've said is it should go into the bank transactions table and look for the debit orders between what date and what. If I run it again, perfect, it came out. Can you see all the debit orders have been brought out? If I had 1,000 data in that table, it will fish out all the debit orders and all the credit orders. I think the last two that I would like to run before I go into the next project, which is also a bit interesting, is because I ran into an error, which I'll try to show you why you have to be careful sometimes, is the updating of customer number. I won't use this because instead of this to be update, I will go to the next query where I actually use I wanted to update the customer email. So to update the customer email, I use the create or replace procedure function. I said update customer email, where P underscore customer is the integer, P underscore new email is the varchar, is a variable. The language is PostgreSQL, is to begin by updating the customer, public customer, which I have already. This is what I was trying to explain earlier. If you notice, if I had used just customer, which I was using because I have customer here, it was not accepting it because the actual thing is to be public.customer. This is what it was supposed to. That's why I was having that error. So these are some of the challenges you go through to make sure the accuracy of what you're asking it to do has to be correct. Okay. And also, what you're asking it to change, I had to use an ID. Initially, I was using the customer name instead of the 1002 as the ID. I was using the customer name and just give me error. So if I run this, you will see that it will run perfectly as well. Okay, what's it telling me? Updates. Okay. Focus. Okay. Let me do it again. I think I did it twice. The second one I'm sure is fine. Let's try. Oh, I dropped. Can you see? Okay. I dropped it because I was having this challenge. Let me run. I think this is the one that now finally worked. Let's run this one. Same thing. Okay. All right. Anyway, let me, I dropped it and then I created it, but it was fine. Let me run it again with this one. It's just a minor, okay, public. I'm suspecting is this guy. Let me correct it. And that's the thing with SQL. This thing has to be accurate, has to be accurate. So it's a minor, it's telling me that public.customer that I'm referring to is not seeing it that way. Okay, but anyway, so I'll end this one here and maybe take a couple of questions to just asking me about the challenges and what I think. But what I'll just say is that PostgreSQL, very interactive, very robust. It's faster, and you can achieve a lot with it when you are working with it. There's a second topic which is also SQL and also Power BI. So is there any question before I quickly move into, because of time, so I can move into the next project? Is there any question?
Yeah, I have
I
a
think
question.
you can move to the second project. So after that, you
So
can
that we then take everything. Okay, fine, great.
Yes.
Okay. So the next one is about it's about motor vehicle challenges. Just a second. Trying to. Okay, great. Okay, so let me try and open the file stolen vehicle. Okay, okay. So before I go into it, let me go to the actual background. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, we are seeing it.
Can you see the background New Zealand Police Department?
No, we can see only the SQL.
Only the SQL. Okay, let me stop and share my screen again. Sometimes it happens that in Excel, you need to come out and then share. Okay, can you see background New Zealand now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, so for this second part of the project, you have data that has been collated by the New Zealand Police Department. They maintain a vehicle of interest database, which includes record of stolen vehicles. And what we've been asked to do is to perform a comprehensive analysis of stolen vehicle data to answer questions such as what day of the week are vehicles most often and least often stolen? What type of vehicles are most often and least stolen? The average age of vehicles that are stolen, regions that have the most or least number of vehicles, to do a well-created database, query the database, design a Power BI. And I think I found this very interesting because this showed us that we can have an interface between SQL and Power BI, taking the advantage of the two. So for example, SQL is very strong and robust at doing your analysis for you and fast, but it doesn't have the visualization impact. So you can go into your Power BI and get your visualizations. And that I found very interesting. And that is it. So I will now go into my PostgreSQL. Can you see my SQL interface now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So basically, the first thing to do in trying to answer the question is to create the tables. So you will see that in my tables, I have location, I have make details, I have stolen vehicles. So in creating the tables, for this one, we had data. And I think at this point, I should show you in my folder the data. So can you all see my desktop where I'm showing some
Yes,
Excel?
sir. Yeah, please
Great,
go ahead.
great. So you will see that this data was given to us, but we couldn't use this data just like that. This is what I was trying to explain at the beginning. So let me pick one and show you what is happening. If I pick these stolen vehicles, right, after downloading it, when you are downloading these stolen vehicles, you have to save it as a CSV file. So if I right click and I go to properties, you will notice that it is saved. Here, if you see type of file, I say .csv. It is very important. If not, your PostgreSQL will not see it. You'll not even be able to work with it. That's number one. Number two, the Excel needs to talk to the SQL and they need to be able to see each other. So you must allow in your security, always, you must come here, you must edit your permissions. In your permissions, you must add. In this add, you will type everyone. You must do this for all your files. Otherwise, when you are trying to import the data, you will find out that it will keep telling you that it cannot access your file. When you click OK and you click add, you will notice, cancel. When you click OK, this is fine. I think this is fine. You will have allowed. So all this has been highlighted because I've done this before. You understand? So I don't need to do anything again. Otherwise, I'll just click this and click. Once I click allow, everything here will be highlighted. So I really don't need to do anything here. This has been done. That's why you are seeing allow, full control, modify. Everything here is highlighted. Okay. But this is important because if you try and do this, you might be struggling. You will not know why. Let's go back into our SQL. So we've imported the data by using this function, copy this from my file. The other thing you will notice is that if you look at the end of this file, the link, you notice that it ends with .csv. You must put the delimiter, which is comma, and the CSV header. Now, if you do this and run it, I'm sure it will tell me the table already exists because I've run it before and it was fine. Okay, can you see already exists, blah, 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 blah. It's telling me I have that already. Okay. I want to check. Let me just select this table. Let me see what is there. Let me see if, okay, the table is there. All right. I also altered the table. I won't go much into that because of time. And then I did the same thing for the location. So that was the next one. You can see location. I want to also show us something here. You will notice that I have location here, but here I have public.location. The difference is that when I used just location, it was giving me an error. I had to come here, right click. Can you see public.location? When I placed that there and I ran, it was fine. And I ran, it was fine. Now, these are just some of the little things that, makes you have that difference. If I click this and run it, this table is also fine. It has the tables imported and make details, and so that's all that is fine. Now, very quickly, let me go into, I'll just take one because of time, so I can go into Power BI. Day of the week where the vehicles were most often or least stolen. So I used a function called tochar, select tochar, date underscore stolen is already there, you understand, as day of week. Then I say it should count as a theft count from stolen vehicles. You should group it by day, order it by descending, and then I ran the function. Okay, and when I ran it, I think it showed me, you will see it that yes. So from here, you will notice that it has ranked all the days when cars were stolen. I'll just spend 5 minutes on the Power BI to round up, and then we take questions. So what I now did was I now exported the day, everything we have here, all the tables we have here into Power BI. So I'm going to open my Power BI. I'm going to open my Power BI now. It is opening. I already have it there, so I'll just open it, and then hopefully my visualizations will be there. I'll just talk briefly about my visualization and I take questions. Okay. All right. Okay, let me open. This was the one. Okay. Oh, okay, it's still coming up. Okay, great. It's coming up now. Fantastic. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, great. So this is what I used to later. So this is what I used to get the visualizations, because like I said, Power BI has more powerful visualization. So one of the questions that was asked is the vehicles stolen per region. You can see now, I can now see it clearly, even though in the table, in running the SQL, in the table, it will tell me Auckland has the highest number of stolen vehicles. But when I now see visually, it makes it more interesting. I can also see total vehicles stolen by color. I can also see number of regions, the total vehicles stolen. I also created a filter to show in terms of standard, when the standard vehicles are stolen, what was the effect in the region? If it's luxury, what's the effect, etc. And that is it. So I'll try and round up here, take a couple of questions so that I can hand over to the next speaker. Over to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf. Thank you for taking our time to do this. That was a wonderful presentation. That's an amazing one. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, sir. All right, so we just take one question. One question. We can proceed to the next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but before we take the question, guys, are you guys learning anything? Are you seeing something amazing? If you know you are learning something, right? Of course, you don't know how to use SQL. At least you've seen people have used it. These guys were like this before a couple of months ago, and now they can be able to do all these things to the point of being stored procedure. That's an amazing one from these guys. Okay, if you know that you are being challenged, just type yes, or you know you've learned something today, just give us yes in the comment section. If you know that you're learning, just give us yes. All right, yes. All right, thanks very much for that. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay, we're going to take that question. What's the potential of earning as a data analyst? You just take our advice that you stay in the next few minutes. I'm going to be showing you actually. Yes, right. Dolapo Akinlola, are you here? Hi, Dolapo. I want to hear from you. Hello, Dolapo. All right, I know you can hear me. All right, that's fine. Guys, if you know you are learning something, we have gotten a lot of yes in the comment section, but just give us yes. All right, you know that honestly, I'm learning a lot from these guys. Give us yes. Wow. All right, that's amazing. We're done now, Femi. Okay, let's just take one question and then. All right, thank you very much. Thanks very much for those that typed yes. All right, let's take one question for Femi, and then we can move to the next thing.
Hi, Femi. Good morning from here.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, so I know I think it's evening your side, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's evening, yeah, around 7. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good presentation. Thank you very much for the insights. I like the fact that you also transitioned from your postgrad to your Power BI,
Yeah.
right, for visualization.
Yeah.
However, I want to also believe that not just me, people here also want to, as you are doing this, they also want to learn one or two things, right?
Okay.
But there's a part I was a bit confused, and if you go back to your postgrad,
Okay.
where you were, I was struggling with something.
Okay.
Where you I saw something like I see a case statement somewhere, and I was wondering what exactly you were trying to do there. So you were
Okay.
fast, but I was trying to get. So I feel people here might not understand, but maybe you take your time to explain some of the things. And then one other thing again, I think you also have mentioned was yes, I understand because of time, you won't go into so many things, but
Yeah.
for benefit of those of us that are still learning, right? You could just breeze through it. So when you created your table, so I was trying to see if you were going to explain to me personally how you were able to okay, so after creating your table, you copied your data, you copied your data from
Yeah.
a CSV file. Yeah.
Yes.
How are you able
Yes.
to incorporate this into your data in SQL?
Okay.
I would
Okay.
love
Very
to
good.
learn.
Very good. Very good question. Very good question. Yes. So I was trying to manage time, but a fantastic question. What made this difficult? So this was not an easy assignment, because after creating the table, I was stuck. I had to go back to my tutor to say, look, you didn't give us data. How are we going to do this? And the tutor told me that the whole idea is to teach us how in the real world to be able to work with challenges of getting data. So what I had to do was to go and create that data, but they didn't give us data. So this is a fantastic question. So after creating the data, I now save that data. So I'm going to share with you just a minute. I actually have the data for the just a second. Let me see. It's capstone project. Bank transactions table. I actually created the data, so I'm going to show it to you in Excel. So I had to create that data myself. I didn't mind. So when I was creating the data, I didn't limit myself. So some were credit, some were debit. The whole idea, according to the tutor, was for us to be able to work with any kind of data, and so that it takes us away from what we are used to, where they were always giving us, they're always giving us data. So this is the table I created. You understand? So in creating this table, I just put your transaction ID, your customer, your transaction date, and I also used ChatGPT to help me, because I didn't want a scenario, because I'm not a finance expert. I'm an engineer. You understand? So I didn't want a scenario whereby one column is supposed to be there, but because I don't. So what I did was I just went to ChatGPT to say, look, I have a table there, but I need the kind of data that will match this table correctly, so I don't make a mistake. Do you get? So it now is now suggested to me. I now came into Excel. You understand? I now filled what I have, I have this transaction ID, customer ID, transaction detail, I now fill this. After filling this, right, I now saved it as a CSV file. So I came here, I saved as into my folder, but I made sure that I saved it as a CSV file. If I click the properties of the folder of this particular file, sorry, I don't want to save. What I want to do, no, don't save. If I come here and I show you the properties, you will see that it's a CSV file.
Yeah,
It was because of saving it this way that I was not able to import it into my SQL. That's what happened. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Femi. Thanks for taking our time to do this. We really appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you can stop sharing. All right, guys. So we have another presenter, but before we bring him up, we would like to introduce us to something, right? So before we call it a night. So the next presenter is going to be he's going to be taking us into Excel, Power BI, right? So it's going to be an amazing presentation. So I want you to sit back while we wait for him, and then let's listen to what we have for us. Now you've seen what these guys have done, what amazing things they've done, right? And I know that there are a lot of us that probably you've been into data before, or you are just a beginner and you are seeing these things that these guys have done, and you'll be like, okay, how do I get started? How do I share my own story? How do I tell people that, okay, I moved from a novice to, to becoming an expert in data analytics or in data science? How do I do this? Okay, so we are going to be sharing with you. If you want to get started, all right, just take all right, so if you want to get started as a data analyst, what do I need to do and how do I start it? Right, so you are going to be learning a lot. These guys, they've spent 4 good months with us, and of course they have extra 1 month to go, which is their internship program. Right, so now if you want to become an expert in all these things using this, so look at how Mr. Femi is explaining all these things. Okay, I moved from this, I moved to this, and I moved to this. That's a good work that he has actually learned. All right, so now we are going to be starting with problem-solving techniques. You want to become a data analyst, you want to become a data scientist, you want to become a business analyst, right? You need to understand how to solve problems. What are the techniques that I need to apply to solve problems? All right, I always tell people something. You say all these tools, yeah, it's amazing, it's great for you to know how to use these tools, but then you need to understand how to solve problems. All right, organizations are actually employing you because you can solve problems. There's a problem that they need to solve. They need someone to come in to solve that problem, right? So we are going to be starting with what? Business problem solving techniques. From there, we move to Excel. Now, Excel, just like the next presenter will be showing us, our Excel move from the very basic to what? To intermediate to advanced. Now, in Microsoft Excel, we do what we call VBA, that's macro. If you know Excel very well and you've learned Excel to the point of learning macro, that means you are good, right? So you are going to be learning Excel for data analytics, where you'll be learning VBA, that's macro, and you'll be learning data visualizations using pivot table in Microsoft Excel, which you've seen the amazing thing that Bola did with Excel. That first presenter, he used Excel for that amazing presentation. For that beautiful dashboard I saw there, it was actually built using Microsoft Excel. A lot of people will be like, I have used Excel so many years. I never knew that I can use Excel to this point. Yes, Excel has a lot of functions that, of course, that you can use it for. Now we move to data modeling. For those of you that have used Excel very well, right? Or you have been in tech before, and there are people that they've done this, but they never knew that they can do data modeling in Microsoft Excel. Well, I know I can model in Power BI, but I never knew that I can use Power BI Excel to do data modeling. These are the things that we teach you. We teach you DAX. That's data analysis expression using Microsoft Excel. Now, you're going to be learning this for good 1 month. For good 1 month. Imagine you learning Excel for 1 month. Right, so now we moved from Excel, we moved to what? Power BI. Now, what we'll be learning, we move to what? We start with the back end first, and that's the Power Query Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Power BI. So we start with the back end, right? So we move from the back end, we move to the front end, and from there we move to the cloud base. Where we are going to be teaching you schedule refresh, data flow, data max, a lot that you are going to be learning on the cloud-based Dix, you are going to learn it on using 1 month, 1 good month here. Now, from there, we move to SQL. Look at the amazing thing that Mr. Femi did using SQL. And that's the amazing thing about all these things. I know when they started, a lot of them would be like, I don't know code. That's one thing about some people, they want to start their journey and they will be like, you know what, I don't want to code. Just give me Excel and Power BI. I'm good. But do you know that SQL is one of the simplest tools that you can actually learn, because it's what, if you can understand English, you can easily interact with SQL. Very simple, right? So you are going to be learning the SQL, moving from the very basic to the intermediate to the advanced, looking at the store procedure. So here you are going to learn SQL for what? 1 good month, right? 1 month. Imagine learning SQL for 1 month, right? Now, Mr. Femi said something. He said that he used ChatGPT, you understand, to ensure that he worked effectively with his capstone project. Now, these are the things that we ensure our students, right? How you can use ChatGPT for data analytics, how you can use ChatGPT to work with Excel, to work with your Power BI, SQL. And a lot of people have been saying out there, you didn't know, I heard that AI will take the job of data analyst. I'll be like, come on, AI can only take jobs of those that don't know their skills, that don't know their onions, that don't know what they do, right? But you as a tech person, you are saying that AI will take your job. No, I don't believe that. Okay, so you are going to be learning data, ChatGPT for data analytics. All right, so just a second. So with this, there are other benefits attached to this, right? Now, you are going to be, we're going to help you to optimize your LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn optimization is very important. If you are a tech person, you want to succeed, you want to become that tech guru, tech bro, tech six, right? You want to get job on LinkedIn, you need to have optimized LinkedIn profile where you're going to be showing all these things, these amazing things that you have done or you'll be doing. So you're going to get a standard CV LinkedIn optimization from our LinkedIn experts. Now, another thing, another benefit of this program is that you are going to be getting your Upwork optimization. Now, guys, that's the amazing thing about this program. Imagine you, after doing all these things, now you learn that there is a way I can actually monetize this, my skills. You understand? That's one thing I always tell people. Now, it's beyond you learning these skills. Another thing is, how do I monetize this, my skills? And that's why we introduced Upwork optimization. Upwork is actually a platform where client, let me say, tech people like you and I, right? You get a profile there. You set up what you showcase what you are made of. You are the stuff that you can deliver to people, and people are reaching out to you for your service. Then you do their job and you get paid. And of course, most times it's actually contract job. I'm going to be showing you guys in the next few minutes the Upwork interface. Someone asked me a question about data science something, right? I think probability of something like getting job as a data scientist. We are going to be saying that together very soon, right? So now from there we move towards to CV review. It is very important that you understand that there is difference between having normal CV and having a good CV revamp. You get your CV revamped by our experts who will be helping you to revamp your CV. You'll be getting one-on-one CV review section with us, right? So it is important that you know that, okay, you have these skills, you showcase it out there, but it's this CV that will convince your probably your recruiter that this guy, they're good. I'm good. That's actually where you try to defend yourself, where you try to prove to whoever that want to hire you that you are the best fit for this job. So it's important that you have a standard CV, and that's actually all these things we do for what our students, right? After that, of course, you're going to get a certification. It's an certified program, and then recommendation letter and reference letter. We ensure that we offer this thing to our students. Now, imagine you are applying for a job. Now, remember, you've not worked probably you don't have any technical skills. You don't have any technical experience, right? You've not worked in any technical field to show that, oh, I have these skills and I'll use it somewhere else, right? Now, what we do with our students, right? We tell them that, okay, see, guys, we know that you transition probably from economics to tech to data analytics, and people out there are looking for people that have this skills or this experience. Okay, now what we do, we tell our students, use AMDO analytics as your work experience. Use AMDO analytics as your work experience. Now, when they ask us, I think someone here, I don't know if he's on this call now, right? So he reached out to me, that was last week, and he reached out to one of our team that, okay, someone is trying to give him job, but they're asking for what reference later and all that. And we provided all those things for him, of course, hoping that their job there is going to get this. These are amazing things that you are going to be getting from learning this technical, your data analytics program with AMD Analytics. Now, this training is good 5 months. 5 months training, where you're going to be learning all these things is 5 months. Now, 3 months for live classes, right? So you're going to be learning Excel, Power BI, SQL for good 3 months. Now, after that, you use 1 month for your custom projects. 1 good month for your custom projects. And another amazing thing is what? Your free virtual internship. Now, this, of course, this internship, you're not paying for it. Normally, you know that there's some organization that you want to do it, you want to do the internship program with, they will ask you to what? To pay. But now you are not paying for anything. It is actually 100% free, where you are going to be working on real life data set projects with data experts, where you'll be meeting with our experts, having one-on-one mentorship with them, right? So this program is going to last for good 5 months. Right, so I don't know if you have any question you ask, but then if there's no question, I'll proceed. Akisa, are you here? Hi, Akisa. Okay, I think we can just we can as well proceed. Okay. Okay, while we wait for Akisa to join us. So Akisa is our next presenter. He's setting up his desktop. Okay, so days of this program, right? Days of these programs are weekends and 100% virtual, as you all see, as you all can see, it is one-on-one virtual training and instructor-led program, right? There are what days of the program are weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Now, Saturdays and Sundays are 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. West African time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. West African time. And on Thursdays, we all usually meet 8 p.m., most times 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 9:30 West African time. That's on Thursdays. Now, the purpose of meeting on Thursdays are just to ensure that our students, we are all on the same page. You have any problem, we look at it together, right? So if there's anything like mentorship program, we have it that Thursday. We ensure that everybody are on the same page before moving to the next topic. So this program is going to last for good 5 months. Good 5 months. And then somebody will be asking, what is it in EST? Okay, I think that has the 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Right, so this the program fee is very cheap. I mean, very, very cheap, right? So this program fee is going to be, the actual price is 250,000 naira, which is very cheap, right? Those of us in Canada, we understand what I'm saying, right? And of course, those of us in UK, we understand what I'm saying. This program fee is very cheap. If you're in Nigeria as well, you understand. Imagine doing data analytics program for good 5 months. I mean, good 5 months, right? So a friend of mine reached out to me. He is actually doing one program for some guys in Canada. So, and he told me how much this edtech company is charging. I was like, wow. Like, wow. Okay, let's not talk about that. Okay, so the program fee is actually 250,000 naira if you're paying in naira. And of course, the discounted price is 200,000 naira. Imagine 200,000 naira. Now, there is actually instrumental payment. You can pay 150,000 naira for the first payment and then 50,000 naira second payment. 50,000 naira second payment. And this is the account details. If you are paying in naira and if you are paying in dollar, this is our account details. And I want to tell you for free, this is the program that everybody would like to do. Imagine doing the analytics program for 5 months for 200,000 naira if you're paying in naira. So now let's look at so many things that someone asked me a question. Of course, this discount, just like the 50,000 naira discount you are seeing here, the 50,000 naira, although we are almost getting to the 20 people, all right? So that simply means we have few slots left for these 20 people to complete, just few slots for these 20 people to complete, okay? So this discount is available. I mean, the 50,000 naira discount here is available for only 20 people to register. 20 people. Now, it simply means that when you get to that 20 people, we move back to 250,000 naira. We move back to 250,000 naira. Now, this program will be starting on, okay, these are testimony of our students, people that have gone through our programs. You listen to them. I'm going to share this slide with you. So you listen to them, hear all they've said or what they've learned. Even without this testimony, I believe with what you've seen, these guys did, Mr. Femi and Balaji, you will be convinced that these guys are delivering value. Be honest here, right? You'll be convinced that these guys are delivering values, right? So our next cohort will be starting next weekend. That's this next weekend now. That's on 17th of August. That's when our next cohort will be starting. Now, this cohort will be starting next weekend is just only data analytics. By September, we're going to have data science. Our data science program will start by September, and our business analysis will start by September. But this one is just data analytics program, right? So the program is going to be starting, is going to be starting on 17th of August. And let me tell you amazing thing, good news. I mean, good news for everyone here. This program, that this month might be the last month that we are going to be charging 200,000. I'm being honest. We are going to be charging 200,000. We'll be charging 200,000 when we are doing 3 months. We move to 4 months, we are still charging 300,000. Now 5 months, and of course the training fee will change, right? So the program fee is 250,000 naira at 200,000 naira with discount. But then very soon we get to we'll complete this slot and we'll move to 250,000 naira. So before we proceed, I want to show us something very amazing. Something very amazing. Okay.
I have a question.
So, okay, you have a question. Yeah, please go ahead.
So I'm allowed to speak, right? Okay. So it's like you have to pay to the bank account. Is there like a secure link, or how do we ensure we get our credentials if we pay for this program? Like, I'm confused regarding
Oh, is there a security? I didn't get that.
Like so you said we have to pay to those bank accounts numbers, right? You showed.
Yes.
So how do we ensure we get our credentials after paying? It's just transferring to a bank account. I'm confused about the process, how it works.
Yeah, when you make your payment, you share this thing with us on our WhatsApp line or on our email. Okay, we'll add
WhatsApp or email?
Yes, WhatsApp or email. Let me type it here. Let me drop our email here. Just a second. Okay. So this is our email. So you can drop your receipt here, or you can send us message on our WhatsApp, which is this. Just a second. So when we receive all this, we send you a form to fill, and after that, we get you, we enroll you, we add you to the WhatsApp group and to the Google Classroom. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so classics, because I have a lot of people asking, right? How about if I mix a program? So how am I going to get the access to the videos? Is it possible for me to have access to the videos? And the answer is yes. So I want to show you something there is a platform we use called Google Classroom. Google Classroom, right? Now, here, all our materials, both the videos and the raw materials are being uploaded here, right? So when you miss any of our classes, you will get access to all the recording because all our classes are what? Recorded. Now let's look at this program. Okay. Okay, see, this was their SQL presentation. And just like I said, I told you about the Thursday's classes that will be meeting, right? So now let's look at this SQL, right? This is SQL class 1. This is the video, SQL class 1 recording link, and this is the material for the class, right? And let's look at the video and to see if those videos are still there. If those videos are still there. You know, when we say that you have lifetime access to all the materials, it's still downloadable. You can download them, watch them online, watch them offline as well. Okay, so this is the video for their SQL class 1, which you can see here. Now, if you move from this and succeed, this is SQL class 1. This is SQL class 2. That's 2 classes. SQL drop-in 1. This one is for Thursdays, right? Drop-in 1. This is the 3rd class for SQL. So how many classes did they have? And this is 4th. This is 5th, 6th, right? So we have, you can see as we are moving, it's going, as we are moving, it's going, right? You can see it's still going. So we have, you can see SQL class 9. We have almost 15 classes for just SQL. Right? 15 classes for SQL. Imagine you being trained 15 classes, and all our classes are 3 hours, weekends, 3 hours every day, and you will have lifetime access to all the materials. Lifetime access. Let's go back to, I want to show something. Okay, this was last year. So let's look at here. Let's see if we can still see the materials. Let's see if we can still see the materials. This was the mentorship section. Let's look at this. This was posted August last year. Okay, wow, that's amazing. So a year ago. So let's see if the videos are still here. So you can see class recording link. So let's look at it together. So the video, you can see the video here. You can see the video here, right? So this is to show you that the classes are what you have lifetime access to all these classes. Now, someone asked about, I think someone mentioned something about opportunities. Let me see if I can see that question. Opportunities for data science. Okay, what is the potential earnings as a data scientist? Now let's look at it together. What is the potential earning of as a data scientist? This is Upwork. And I told you guys about our Upwork optimization that will help you to optimize your Upwork profile. Now this is Upwork, right? So this is I'll come here. Let me search for data scientist. So here, okay, jobs, we are under jobs. So data scientist. Let's see. This is actually Upwork. We are going to look at other platforms as well. So this was posted 42 minutes ago, looking for an AI developer expert to make a new AI social media product, right? So AI specialist, data analytics. This was posted 3 hours ago. What's the earning? Hourly pay is $13 to $35, and they are looking for what? Entry level. Now, if you're a data analyst, right, you've not gotten any experience before, this is the kind of job you should be looking for. Look at it here. It was posted 3 hours ago, and they're going to pay you what? So I need to sign in, but that's fine. Okay, so you're going to be paid $15 to $35. Of course, it's actually based on negotiation. You can negotiate with them and say, okay, this is how much I want to pay. I want to get paid. And let's look at this. This data scientist, insight and data visualization designer. Okay, how much do they want to pay? This is $10 to $30. $10 to $30 hourly pay, not monthly, right? Not weekly, not day, hourly pay, $10 to $30. and this is what they want to pay you, and this contract will last for what? 6 months. It's a 6 months contract. This is for Upwork, right? There are other platforms you can use to search for job. Now let's look at Indeed.
What would be a more like less popular platform that has more opportunity to score these things?
Okay, I didn't get that.
Like since Upwork is like a popular platform, like more people use it. Is there like particular like less used platforms that increase chance of like getting these jobs, like securing these things for freelance?
Of course, that's actually what I want to show you, the next platform, right? So Upwork is not the only, just like you said, it's popular. We have other platforms like Remote, Fiverr. We have a lot of them out there, right? A lot of them. So let's look at Indeed. Indeed jobs. Sorry. So Indeed. Okay, this is Indeed. It's another platform. It's another platform. We use it to search for jobs. Okay, so of course you can just come here. You can see job title. What are the job titles that you're looking for? Or let's say data analyst. So we have data analyst. What's the location? What's the location? Let's say Canada. Right, so okay, okay, this one is not for, I think this is Indeed Nigeria. So let me just a second. Okay. All right, so this is for those of us that are in Nigeria, so you can see this is data analyst, this is the company, and this company is at Ikeja. How much do they want to pay, and what is the job description? So the Ikeja, so this is the job description. What are they looking for? Interpret data, analyze results, and all these things. And these are the things that you can do after training. These are the things that when people complain that there is no job, I'll be like, come on, are you kidding me? The question is, do you have the technical skills? Do you have the skills that people are looking for? And what platform are you using to search for a job? People complain there is no job, and you ask them, what are you using to search for a job? And they'll be like, I don't know, but I know that I've told 1 or 2 people to help me to search for a job, right? So if you take okay, that's for the Indeed. So of course, if you go to their website, you can make a lot of research. If you're in Canada, you can search for jobs. Yeah, Bola, do you want to say something? Please go ahead. Hi, Bola.
Sorry, that was a mistake. Sorry.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so that's Indeed. So look at total jobs. So total jobs as well. Just a second. So this is total jobs, right? You just type the title, right? So your title, your location, probably something like that you are looking for. And of course, you will get that immediately. Just a second. Let me just get that off my this. Okay. Okay, so okay. Oh, sorry about this. This is for my students. No one that is showing. Pardon me. That's his profile. So he shared that with me while he was applying for that particular job. So let's look at another platform. There are a lot of platform out there. You can try LinkedIn. You can try LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another platform that people use to acquire job. Now, if you come to LinkedIn, you can see jobs here. You can see jobs, right? Now, when you click on jobs, you can type, let's use the data analyst as well, right? So data analyst. Now, data analyst was your location. Now, let's use Canada. All right, so that's Canada. So let's look for data analyst over there. So this is junior data analyst. This is BI analyst. Now, do you know the amazing thing about all these technical skills? When you learn data analytics, it's not only data analytics job that you will be looking for. You can work as a data analyst. You can work as a HR analyst. You can work as a BI analyst. You can work as a BI developer. You can work a lot, logistic analyst, product analyst, a lot of them out there that you can do. All you need to do is what? To acquire these skills, be good at them. Get this Power BI skills, be good with it. Get the Excel skills, be good with it. And of course, get the SQL skills and be good with it. Most organizations, almost all these organizations, if they're not using Excel, they're using Power BI. If they're not using Power BI, they're using SQL, right? So all you need to do is to what? Get these skills, acquire them, be good at them, right? So you can see this is a BI analyst. I mentioned that because as a data analyst, you can work in diverse sectors.
And what about those libraries that they have in Python, like Pandas, and then there's like Julia that has these data analytics libraries? Like, are those popular or this is more popular?
Of course, one thing you have to understand is that different organizations with different tools that they're using, you understand? So some are looking for Python, some are looking for probably somebody that uses pandas and all that. That's for data scientists. That's for data scientist guys, okay? But if you're a data analyst, there are three popular softwares that you should know how to use. And that's what? SQL, Power BI, and what? And Excel. These three softwares are very important that you master, you know how to use them. Okay, this is the BI analyst. You can see proven experience of Power BI developer. Okay, you can see there is actually Power BI here. There is what? There is SQL here. And you can see problem solving skills, which is the first tool that you are going to be learning as a data analyst at under analytics. Okay, so if you go out there, and you can look for a lot of jobs out there and you can see them, you see that these things are not actually requiring for something so much. The question is, do you have the skills? Do you have what they are looking for? Do you have what they are looking for? And which is what the technical skills. You need to acquire these skills. You need to be good with them. Okay, so you can see business insights analyst. All these things it doesn't really take a lot. Okay. Let's see the job description. Yeah, about job description. You can see analytical team strategy, blah, blah, blah. So all these things are they are things that you can do as a data analyst. If you look at it, it's looking for what? Technical skill, data analytics and storytelling, which is what you'll be learning, right? Building and revamping SAS and SQL, right? And of course, you can see Power BI and Tableau, which is what all these things you'll be learning. Right. So let me take questions. If we start searching, we see a lot of them out there. And then when people are saying that there is no job, I didn't see job, I'll be like, come on. The question is, do you have what do you have the in-demand skills that organizations are looking for? Do you have it? Right. Now, if you have it, congratulations. Now, after having it, how then do you apply it? What are the websites that you're using to apply for a job? What is your CV like? Right? Because these are the
But
things.
then even if you apply, there's a lot of rejections, right? That are gonna come. So how do you minimize those, like, with that?
There are projects.
What do you mean?
I didn't get that. You said that even if you apply, there are a lot of what procedure.
Like, there's a lot of other candidates applying, and then they say like, "Thank you, we found a better person."
Yeah, that's actually why it is competitive. All right, so it's actually competitive out there. So a lot of competitions, right? But what I would advise people, right? They will definitely choose the best out of them, and you try to prove to them that you are the best. You understand? You are the best. And again, I don't advise people to apply for one job in a day, if you want to apply for it, I was discussing with some of my students yesterday, and I was asking someone, how many jobs do you apply for in a day, right? So you don't apply for one job and you say that, oh God, I'm good to apply as many jobs as possible. That's just it. Apply as many jobs as possible. And of course, another thing again is get a tailored CV. Get a what? A tailored CV. You don't use one CV to apply for 20 jobs. You understand? That's another thing again that hinder people from getting this job out there, right? You see someone, the person will be using one CV to apply for 20 jobs, which is not good. When you see a job opening, ensure that you take your time, tailor your CV to what is the job opening is saying, and then apply for it. All right. So the only thing I always tell my students is that when searching for a job, it's going to be very stressful. You understand? But then when you finally get these jobs, you know that yes, the stress is worth it. It's worth it because the money that paying these guys out there, the tech people, oh my God, is is much, is much. Yeah. So that this and a lot are what you'll be learning, right? So if you check our LinkedIn page, you see a lot of jobs that our students have done, a lot of jobs that these guys have done, and you can see the testimonies everywhere, what they learned under 5 months, 4 months of their training with us, right? So that's amazing. So okay, so this is the details. So you can just start your payments and then we can start your enrollment process. So let me take questions. If you have any questions, let's take questions and then we can proceed. So if you have any question, please ask your. Hello, any question, guys? Any question? Do you have any question? Please ask your questions.
And
Right.
how does it vary geographically, the salary? Like, we just seen Canada, for example. Like, if we want to see in other countries, can you show us an example on that?
Example on what?
What do you mean?
I didn't get that.
Okay, so I was asking, like, how does this salary of data analytics vary geographically? Are certain parts more and then certain parts are less? Like, yeah, could you explain that?
Okay, so how do you apply it in other countries?
Yeah, and like, how does it vary by them? Like, which part is like better for data analytics and which is like worse?
No, I think that all the skills are relevant, okay? So, but if you're a beginner, you're starting your program, I always advise that you start with data analytics because there is no organization that don't use data. Almost every organization that you enter today, they use data, right? So, yeah, it doesn't even matter the country where you are. If you're in Indian, you use data. I have a lot of India friends out there that they are using data and they are data analysts, right? So, but if you feel like, okay, is there a science I want to go into? That's fine. But I always advise people that are starting their tech journey for the first time to start with data analytics because it is one of the in-demand skills out there because a lot of organizations out there are looking for data analysts. Their skills are highly demanded out there. Do I answer your question?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, guys. So we are going to call it a day. If you don't have any question that you want to ask us, do you have any question? Hi, Akis, are you there?
I'm here. Had a last minute technical issue. That's my challenge. But it doesn't I can still do a brief presentation or rundown briefly. Yeah, I just need 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Or less than.
Yeah, or less than. Yeah, just I don't know. I'll just go on with the presentation. Yeah, just to, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Okay, let me just see what I can do with what I have. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Sorry. Hey, are you still seeing my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. You're sharing your Power BI.
Okay, me, I'm not even seeing it. Me that is sharing it, I'm not seeing it. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Okay. Sorry for the around issues on technical issues. I've been trying to rectify, although I'll do the best I can to go through the presentation. Yes, my name is Akise Godwin. I'm one of the data analysis students for Amdo Analytics. I'm just here to present a rundown of some of the projects that we worked on. This one is for retail sales analysis report, and it briefly gives you an overview of the profit, the orders, the quantity, order, customers' behavior, customer analysis, profitability analysis, revenue analysis, and the geographical distribution of customers across or customers that patronize this particular company. Here we have an overview which showing us our yearly revenue for the company, which is 9.19. And also yearly profit, and yearly orders. The company had generated overall for the study under review, which is 2020 to 2022, generated total revenue of 25 million, 10 million total profit, and 56,000 orders were received. The return rate was about 2.17. Products that the company sells or deals with include water bottle, OZ, Turing tire tube, and this. But this just gives us an overview of what the company is into, total revenue by location as is displayed here, and the quantity of goods sold by category. Yeah, so I would proceed to the next slide in order not to waste much time. Yes, here we have customer details, so basically the customer analysis for this company. The company had a total of 17,000 customers, and the average revenue per customer was about 143,000. 1,400. Yes, 1,430. Thank you. Top customers here showed this table is arranged in descending order, showing the top customers, the highest being 589, total revenue for the top customer being 155,944. Here we have total orders by occupation, indicating that professionals were the people that patronize the company, the products for the company more. We looked at that very high income earners patronize the company more. No, we very average income earners, sorry, patronize the company more with about 32,000. Very high income earners, the minimum just about 1,000. Here it shows the distribution, the total customers per month. And you can see here, this is for a particular year. If we drill down, we go to quarters. So we could, with this chart, we can understand the total customers by each year. So if I want, for example, wanted to look at a particular year, I'll be able to comfortably do that using this. Yeah, so for this, for example, 2020, we have the distribution across the quarters. Yeah, and it moves, we find that it's undulating for 2020. Okay, so monthly distribution again shows this particular trend dipping in July, as you can see currently. Basically, the insight we were able to generate from this is that the income, there was an increase in the income, number of customers patronizing the business, and there was consistent decrease in the total revenue per customer under the period under review. Most orders were placed by customers who were professionals, and the least were placed by customers, manual workers. Most of the orders were placed by average income earners. Highest number of customers were recorded in December 2020, 2021 and 2022. Without wasting much of our time, I will proceed to the product slide or product analysis that was conducted for this. Yes, for the product analysis, the technical issue I was having was this my slide, so I don't know what happened, it tripped up, so I was trying to find out the source. However, we can proceed. Here we have a card that shows us the total products for this the number of products for the company. I will find out that top product red 250. 250 red was the top product for this company for the particular year. Yeah, we had the distribution in terms of product category, in terms of the total quantity sold, total quantity returned, and the return rate. However, the return rate for bikes was estimated to be about 3.08%. Here, the line graph shows the trend analysis for total orders, total profit, and total revenue. However, I would love to stick with total revenue to gain a better insight. I'll be using this selection to specifically talk about total revenue per year. You can see that it is undulating. If we move now to we move down to quarter, we'll find that there's a dip around November. Let me go down to day. We'll find out that it's also related. But the essence is that we could use this metric selection to try to understand the trend of our total revenue. Even if we wanted to look at total profit, we could also use this metric trend to understand the total profit by day, by month, or by year. It's here just to talk about this gauge chart. The revenue target of 1 million it wasn't met. For 2020, basically, there was no target set. For 2021, there was supposed to be a target set, but based on the analysis I have, before my technical issue, targets were met for 2021 and 2022 for all parameters for revenue, profit, and order. However, we observe that other target, for total orders, the target was not met. I will just proceed to my recommendation and conclusion so that we have an idea of what the data set is talking about. Basically, the bike category had the highest return rate of 3.08, as I mentioned earlier, while accessories currently had the lower return rate. The company's overall product offering saw substantial growth from 44 in 2020 to 117, but in 2021, but decreased in 2022. Professionals had the largest group with 18,000, followed by manual skilled and 13,000. Income level data showed the average income accounted for about, of others accounted for about 32,000, highlighting significant market segments. Despite the slight short of meeting profit and revenue targets for 2021 and 2022, the company had demonstrated steady growth in total orders and revenue over the years. Based on this conclusion we've gotten based on the insight we had, and based on what we just concluded, we came up with the following recommendations to help the company make more profit, attract more customers, and invariably help the business grow within the shortest possible period of time. So we recommended that the company should focus on expanding customer base, especially in the average income group, as they represent the largest segment. Tailor marketing campaigns that resonate within this group preference, because this could boost sales further. Another recommendation is that given the higher rate of return on bikes, we should consider increasing the product range in this category so that we explore complementary products that could enhance customer satisfaction and profitability. The company should also review cost structures that operational process to improve profit margin. Efficiency gains and being efficient efficiency gains could be achieved through better supply chain management or cost-saving initiatives, especially for categories with lower returns, like for the accessories that had lower return. The company could utilize the data from the customer's occupation data to create a more personalized offers targeted towards based on type of occupation, or because average earners are basically the biggest patronizers for this product. So if they target them, giving them discounts, this could help increase patronage, invariably increase sales. So if professionals and skilled workers were key segments that might benefit from customized products. Okay, yeah. So set more realistic, the company should set more realistic revenue and profit targets based on historical performance. It is very important that they look back and look at the antecedents, the antecedents of the past and how they were doing, and be able to predict using some of these variables that, if adopted, will enhance or grow the business take the business to the next level. So historical performance, market trends, and economic conditions, all this, a combination of all these factors would help in guiding in decision making. This approach will help enlighten and align company strategies with achievable goals, ensuring more consistent growth. However, the consistency of the profit margin suggests an opportunity for more strategic financial planning. Thank you very much. I hope I've not bored you with this, my presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Akise. We know that the network or your technical issue actually disturbed, because I know what a lot that you planned out for this. All right, but nevertheless, thank you very much for taking our time to do this. That's an amazing presentation. Well done, sir. I know that if we had much time, you would have, did more than this, but that's amazing. Well done. All right, so I don't know if there is anybody there that have any question for him. Just ask. We'll take one question and we call it a night. If you have any question for Mr. Akise, please do, and we'll call it a night.
And I have a question from you after, like, should I ask that later?
Ask, you can ask.
I mean,
Is it for me?
Hello?
For him?
Yes, you can ask me if you
You can ask your question, Ahmed.
feel free.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask her about something about the program. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Hello? I can't hear anyone.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I say you can go ahead and ask your question.
So, what is this like report? So is it more about sales, more about the tool? What is it saying? Like, I'm confused.
Oh, the report is a sales report basically.
Okay.
All right, I think that's all from
Hi, I have an even question for you. So since I'm ca in Canada, like I sent that bank is in Africa, so I use a service similar to Remitly and sent you the screenshots. Like, is that how it works?
yeah, that's how it works. Just make payments and then you can send the screenshot to the WhatsApp to the number I shared with you guys here. Or
Okay,
to
so just send the screenshots of the service instead of like the bank, and it would still be counted as valid, right?
just send the screenshot of the payments.
What do you mean?
Just send the screenshot of the payments.
Okay.
Yeah, send it to the email that I sent here or the WhatsApp number that I shared with you guys.
Okay.
We'll just see it and then of course we start your
And how
enrollment.
do you do they send you? Mostly they use a service similar to Remitly and then just send those information to that WhatsApp or something, right? People, that's how they do it, right? Like before.
I didn't get that.
So like since I'm in Canada, like I'm not in Nigeria, right?
Yes,
So I
yeah, I
would be
know.
using like a payment service like similar to Remitly or something. So
Okay.
previously the kids, the other students, they just use that service and then send you screenshots of that service of making payment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Akisa, you can stop sharing. Thank you very much for taking out time to do this. We highly appreciate you. I know it was your technical issue that ready to join late, but that's fine. All right, Dolapo Akinola, can you hear me? Hi, Dolapo. Hello, Dolapo. All right, I know you can hear me, but that's fine. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Others are actually dropped due to the because we've stopped our program before, and then of course we pick it up again. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys, thank you for taking us time to do this. And our next program will be starting on 17th of August. 17th of August. All right, thank you guys. Sandra, are you here? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. You're welcome. All right, so good night, everyone. See you guys next weekend.